Hello everyone, my name is Skaliber and welcome to the first ever edition of SCDT Modded. These fancy lights over here do mean something. Yes they do. We are now starting with modded textures. I'm super hyped. Let's get straight into it. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about when I say modded textures. I'll explain later if you guys don't. So here we are. First of all, we're going to be starting off with a few mods that are in the pack because... Do you know what, I'm going to explain now. I might as well explain now, mightn't I, Mr. Piggy? I think it's a good idea. Basically, as some of you will know, SCDT is a resource pack that I make, and it's the one that I use in my regular worlds. First ever texture was the torch. If I can just get it up, there it is. First ever texture I made in this game. Boom, loved it, thought it was amazing. Never changed it since. And I have made hundreds more since because I just loved the concept of making textures. And basically, what this is right here is me now moving from the vanilla game to the modded community. I've been addicted to modded Minecraft recently. I've been playing nothing but FTB for about 3 weeks, and I have been loving every minute of it. I've just become I've become hooked on modded Minecraft recently. It's amazing. Yeah, it's just so much better than vanilla. Sorry, I know I'm one of those people now, but it is. It's so much better than vanilla. And essentially, while playing, I've run into a lot of textures which I felt weren't very good, because a lot of these textures aren't even made by Mojang. They're made by random people in the community who have made the mods, and so I've taken it upon myself to actually edit them and make them my own. As I do with textures, that's something I love to do. This whole thing has opened up a big window for me, because with Minecraft modded textures, I have literally millions of textures that I could potentially edit. Millions. So I am looking forward to doing this for a long time in the future. And this is version 1.0 because this is the first full release edition of the modded textures, and we're going to be starting off here with, if you haven't already worked it out, applied energistics. These things right here are the ME controllers, as you can see there, and these things no longer pulsate with the rainbow effect. They switch between pink, violet, and purple, just like that, which is honestly, in my opinion, a lot nicer on your eyes, a lot less childish with the rainbow colours, and also it kind of fits the applied energistics theme. See, if we go to, for example, cable. Oh, we're going to get cable facades. Lovely. Let's go for flux duct. No, what am I looking for? ME cable. I saw something. Here we go. We've got covered cable. Do you know what I mean? The conduits. No, not the conduits. What am I talking about? The cables in applied energistics. They're purple and pink, right? Purple, pink, and clear. So why not make the theme colors of the mod also purple, pink, and clear? So as you can see, all of the ME controller textures here, and even the ones which are connected textures in the middle, are also now pulsating with purple, pink, and violet. And that one right there is one that's broken because of the simple rules of ME controllers. If you didn't know, basically, if you have more than 3 ME controllers touching at one time, they break. So that's the explanation behind this broken texture in the middle right here. Now, as some of you will know, if you keep up to date with SCDT, I have changed the quartz textures in my pack to basically be a lot smoother, a lot shinier, a lot prettier on the eyes, to encourage myself to use quartz a lot more. And of course, with consistency being the main theme of my pack, the quartz in applied energistics, known as Certus quartz, which is kind of quartz with like a blue tinge, is essentially just the quartz textures, but like you guessed, with a blue tinge. So this is the quartz for Certus quartz. If I get the actual quartz blocks and put them next to them, you'll be able to see right there that there is a slight difference. It's the same texture in every way, but it's just a slightly different shade. So that the quartz in Minecraft are white, the ones in applied energistics are slightly blue. So there you go. This is quartz glass. It's just, again, been changed a little bit. I did this ages ago, so I actually have no idea what the change is here. But that's quartz glass. I think it's clearer. I'm not sure. Anyway, if you know applied energistics inside out, you'll be able to work that out for yourself, but basically, yeah, glass is pretty. And here we have the vibration chamber. This is another thing in the pack, as you can see there, and once again, this is just a thing which is for, what did I call it, continuity? What do you call it, where everything's similar? What did I just call it? I just said for the quartz, where everything follows the same theme, you know what I mean? And obviously, with torches being the first thing I ever changed in my pack, I had to also change the flame texture to suit the warm orange glow of the torch. And the vibration chamber and many other modded items use that same fire texture, so I simply changed the vibration textures the vibration chambers textures to suit the existing fire texture in my pack, as you can see there. I also changed the windows a bit, gave the vibration chamber a little bit of a kind of glow to it as well. When the fire's actually on, you can see there it's grey, and there it's a little more yellow, as you can see, because of the light coming from inside of the vibration chamber. And yeah, basically this is nicer to look at now. Everything's prettier. This is the whole goal of this pack, really. Here we have Certus Quartz tools. These are added by Applied Logistics. We've got the Certus Quartz sword, pick, shovel, axe, hoe, cutting knife, and wrench. Now, just to clarify, these haven't actually been changed. Only one of these has been changed is currently the Certus Quartz wrench, and this thing is entirely new, an entirely new texture designed from scratch, but the rest are still the default tools. I am yet to change those, but I will be doing at some point in the near future, just haven't got around to it yet. But if you're wondering what they're going to look like, the reason why these are here and these are here is because these are the quartz tool textures, and the quartz tool textures have been changed. They are very simply just brilliant white to match the brilliant whiteness of the quartz textures. So there you go. And of course sharing the same wrench texture as well. It's just slightly different. The Certus Quartz is slightly more blue, and the Nether Quartz is just, you know, pure white. So there you go. And the last thing from Applied Logistics is of course the Fluix crystals. These things are, you know, not Fluix crystals, Fluix pearls even. These things are basically ender pearls covered in Fluix dust and Fluix crystals and quartz dust and quartz crystals and all that malarkey. And in my texture pack, if you don't know, the ender pearls have this rotating effect thing, and it's really cool and it looks pretty, so there you go. That's simply been translated over to the Fluix Pearl as well. It's just, again, continuity. That's the word I was looking for. Continuity. So the Ender Pearls and the Fluix Pearls come from the same thing, share the same texture. I think that's a good idea. And finally, last but not least, we have the wireless terminal. If a lot of you do use AE, Applied Logistics, it's called AE. if a lot of you do use AE a lot, you'll recognize this one instantly. The antenna on the wireless terminal, as you can see right there, device is not linked, it's also much prettier now. So basically this antenna on the wireless terminal, it used to look like a redstone torch, and it looked so ugly and misplaced, and now it's like an actual antenna, so it looks much better. Again, prettiness. Prettiness is key. Moving on, we have Better's Builder ones. I have not recorded in about 3 weeks, if you didn't work it out already. I'm messing up so much today. Better Builders Wands. Here we have the Stone Builder's Wand, Iron Builder's Wand, Diamond Builder's Wand, and the Nether Star Builder's Wand. These things are used simply to build up on the ground. If I get myself some stone there, you can see I can build forward with the Builder's Wand. And these things have been changed ever so slightly. The actual head of the wand itself is a slightly more streamlined shape and is the same thickness all the way around the edge. And again, the iron and diamond ones share the same gradient that I have in my usual pack. So you see, if I find a diamond pickaxe, for example, you'll see that the texture on the diamond pick is actually kind of smooth. If you look to the right of my screen right now, so look here basically, you see that the pickaxe has like a smooth texture, so the gradient on the diamonds looks much nicer. That has been transferred over to the Better Builders 1 mod as well, and you'll see that many times in today's episode. Anything that involves iron or diamond tools looks generally much nicer. Moving on, we have big reactors. We have here graphite blocks and ludicrite blocks. Simply been changed because the original texture was absolutely awful. Same thing with the dusts and the ingots. Original textures were absolutely hideous, couldn't stand them. Simply went into paint.net, changed them, made some new ones for the ingots. They look much better now. Same thing over here for Biomes of Plenty. The ores were absolutely hideous, made them all look exactly like the ores that you find in default Minecraft, along with the block types as well, which are now variations on, I guess this is Prismarine, and of course the emerald block as well. Haven't made any textures for the amber ore or the sapphire ore yet. Not sure if I really want to or need to. Again, that'll be a look to into the future. And right here we have Ender Amethyst ore. This thing is quite unique in the fact that it is the only nether ore from Biomes of Plenty, and it's just been changed a little bit to make it look a little more nice. Over here we have Carpenter's blocks. This is the only change in Carpenter's blocks there actually is. It involves the torch that you get in Carpenter's blocks. It's very simply just the head of the torch shares the same texture as the original torch from my pack. There you go. I did actually try to put the brazier on the Carpenter's block texture, you know, the little stand that is below the flame, but it didn't really work properly. So here we are with just, you know, a non-braziered torch, and that's fine. It works exactly the same way. Chance cubes. Chance cubes are amazing. Let's place some down, have a bit of fun, shall we? That's a turret, by the way, from Portal, if you're wondering. Chance cubes, these things are brilliant. They used to have a 512-bit texture, and they looked really gritty. I hate it when people try and make this game HD. It doesn't work. Just keep to the 16-bit theme. It works. So there we go. If I put... Oh dear. Hang on. I'm going to need a pendant, because you can't break these things without them exploding into a massive fireball. So there we go. Right, I'm going to put down these. So if we put down... I think it's 27 of these. into a big square, we're going to have a sound play. Now this sound is slightly different. I have changed it with the texture pack, so just listen very carefully. It's a bit stupid, but I love it. So there you go. And of course, then if you break this thing, it's going to explode and destroy the world because chance cubes are awful. We'll do that at the end of the episode, though, just in case it destroys everything here. So over here we have soul anchors. These things are usually called travel anchors. Didn't like the name. You can see in my inventory there it's called a soul anchor. Travel anchor was a bit dumb. You have an opportunity for something called a soul anchor there. That's, in my opinion, a very cool name, so we're going to go with soul anchor. My apologies, I just had a coughing fit and died, but yeah, I figured you guys wouldn't want to hear that. So here we are, back again in just a second. Right, so what was I saying? Ender cake. This thing is the Ender cake from X asterisk. It has simply been changed quite a bit. The side textures are now 16-bit, including the top texture as well. But the top, these are like the same as before, but 16-bit. The top texture is an entirely new texture based off the color scheme of the Ender cake, but the actual original Minecraft cake. So you see, if I search up cake, I'm going to be able to get the cake there. And you see it shares the same kind of spot things. The things that would usually be cherries, I guess. So there you go. Moving on, we have all the Ex Nihilo and Ex Nihilo family mods. And what I mean when I say this is Ex Nihilo itself, the original Skyblock mod, and all the additions to it. Let me just close Messenger. Hang on. It's gone. Okay, it's gone. That'll be good. No more sounds, no more annoying sounds. Okay, so here we are. Professionalism, am I right? So much professionalism. So here we have the auto hammer, auto compressed hammer, auto sieve, and auto heavy sieve, and these things have all been changed ever so slightly, simply just to suit my glass texture. If some of you don't know, one of the main textures that's been changed in my pack is the glass. This thing has its own connected texture as well, as you can see, but basically it has all the streaks removed from the middle, much like the glass of Zysumer Void, which is the only texture that he's changed. That has simply been translated to all of these machines as well. You can also see the changed hammers in there, so there you go. Auto sieves are exactly the same inside the actual box themselves. Moving on, we have X Compressum. These are actually part of X Compressum as well, but we'll just talk about that in a second. So these are the hammers. First of all, I've renamed these to BF hammers, which are a reference to a video game which I no longer play and no longer support because its community and its company are absolutely terrible, but there you go. I'll leave you guys to figure that out for yourself. But yeah, essentially the compressed hammers have been completely changed. Compressed hammers before looked like these hammerheads, but 4 of them in like a diamond shape, and it looked so rubbish. No, it looked awful. So here we are with the new compressed hammers, which are, as usual, I have no NEI installed, I forgot. But yeah, they're made out of 9 of the regular hammers to get these, and it's just simply a much bigger, chunkier hammerhead to suit the theme of the fact that it has multiple hammers inside it. And this is the ore crusher. Again, the diamond part of the ore crusher, which is the hammer that lets you craft the ores before you place them on the ground and stuff. This is a weird tool. The diamond part has been changed, again, to suit the diamond theme of the pack. And this right here is the Tinker's Construct tool modifier. You can see apply to a Tinker's Construct hammer to get the Tinker's Construct tool with the hammer modifier on it. Still have no idea how this thing actually works. I'll figure it out one day. But there you go. This thing has been changed once again just to suit the format of the hammer, and this thing is crafted out of 4 hammers, so this makes sense. This one doesn't actually need to be changed. What did I just do? This one doesn't actually need to be changed in the way that you'd expect. It's just the same, so I can search BF hammer like that, and there we go. Moving on, we have Ex Nihilo. Again, these things you've already seen probably. They've just been changed to suit the theme of my pack. The diamonds and iron are much more pleasant transitions on the actual toolhead themselves. They look much prettier, much shinier, much better in general. Moving on, we have the seeds and other things from Ex Nihilo right here. You can see we have the acorn, the birch seed, spruce seed, exotic seed, acacia seed, and rubber tree seed. These things have all been changed ever so slightly. You may already be able to notice it. They've been quite massively enlarged. The textures for these files are usually 32-bit, and the seed is tiny. It's like a tiny portion of the 32-bit, but still using 62-bit graphic. So I simply just cropped them so that the seed was bigger and more easily visible. And it looks a bit weird in the inventory because the seed's massive, but it makes more sense in my opinion, and it's more consistent, I guess. And the same thing applies for the silkworms as well. Silkworms are still exactly the same as before, but just simply double the size, so they're more easy to see, more easy to use. I just prefer it, honestly. I'm just used to these now. It was a bit weird originally, but I'm just used to these now, so so there you go. Moving on, we have this the chandelier and the magnum torch from extra utilities. These things have been once again changed to suit the pack's theme. I'll just get it up for the last time now before I have to do it ever again. The torch, the flame, looks more orangey. These have been changed to suit. It really is as simple as that. And moving on from more extra utility stuff, we have the portal to the deep dark and the portal to the last millennium. These things have been changed to be a 32-bit texture because, like I was saying before, 32-bit textures look rubbish, so these are 16-bit now. Simple as that. 16-bit version of the original texture, 16-bit version of the original texture. This is just a straight smaller version of the original texture. This has actually been changed a little bit by myself, and in my opinion it looks much nicer. Then we have this Cursed Earth. This thing is quite interesting. It's good for spawning mobs and making custom mob farms. I have changed it simply to suit the theme of my pack. Once again, you're noticing a lot of consistency in this pack with, the 16-bit scheme, the fire, the grass. Everything is about consistency in my pack. The grass in my pack goes much further down the side of the block, and I think it looks much, much nicer. That has simply been translated over to work on the Cursed Earth as well. Simple as that. Over here we have the conveyor belt from extra utilities again. I always think this is an MFR block, but it's extra utilities. It seems like an MFR block, doesn't it? I don't know. Mine Factory Reloaded, for anyone who's wondering, by the way. MFR is Mine Factory Reloaded. I'm not walking right now. These things are just pushing me, as conveyor belts do. Once again, though, conveyor belt had the texture of the rail on top of it, because these things are crafted with rails. And the rails in my pack, as you can see, have been changed to look much, much nicer. I really like the rails in my pack. They look sweet. So this has just been translated over to the conveyor belt, as you'd expect. Again, consistency. Consistency is key. More on consistency, we have HQM, which is hardcore questing mode, for any of you that don't know, and this is the hardcore questing book, as you can see here. However, it doesn't look really stupid. The original hardcore questing book is a 128-bit texture. No. Just no. Just ooh. No, basically. So what this is just a recolored version of the Tinker's Construct book. As you can see here, we have a few other examples of the Tinker's books. You can see they follow the same style, as you can see there. Only the quest book uses the original colours of the original quest book, but it's just the same graphic as all the Tinker's Construct books. Here we have lives, which are used in the hardcore questing mod packs, where you have hardcore mode. You can actually craft a heart and give yourself an extra life. These things just look much nicer. They were 512-bit textures before, looked ugly as hell. Here they are with 16-bit textures, looking pretty nice. They look like an actual heart that you would usually see on your hotbar in survival mode. As you can see there, that is literally the heart I have in survival mode. So there you go. In fact, game mode 0. Look at the hearts on my hotbar. That says look down here where the mouse is right now. Look there. Those hearts are literally the same hearts that you get from this, which makes a lot of sense considering that the hearts are a big part in hardcore Minecraft. So there you go. Moving on, we have barrels. These things are awesome. And they're now 16-bit. Once again, I just don't understand why mods do things in higher than 16-bit. It looks so dumb. Barrels are usually a 128-bit texture, as you know. They have the slanted things down here and the slanted textures on the side as well. They have simply been removed. I didn't like them. Again, 16-bit. Why would you change 16-bit? It looks so ugly otherwise. And what confused me even more, the dollies, which we're going to get into in a second, dollies are always 16-bit. So why were the barrels so HD? The dollies are the only things that could have been higher texture and possibly have it be improved by it. It makes no sense. But yeah, as you can see here, all of the different upgrades for the barrels. So we've got wood, iron, gold, diamond, obsidian, endstone? I think that's endstone, isn't it? I don't know. And emerald all also share the same texture and keep to the conformity of the pack. And then these slanty bits have been removed from the barrel once again because I thought they looked pretty stupid. So there you go. Over here we have the dollies. Dollies have had their wheels removed because, let me just demonstrate. When you're dollying something around, as you can see here, are there any wheels involved? Do you see any wheels? I see no wheels. So basically the wheels have been removed to make this make more sense. And the diamond dolly is no longer fully diamond, it's just the bottom section is now diamond as well, with a nice gradient. Again, keeping to the gradient theme of my pack. So there you go. Consistency is key. Moving on, we have loot bags. Loot bags I'm not entirely sure about, if I'm completely honest. I'm probably going to change these again at some point in the future because I'm not 100% on them. But again, that probably goes for a lot of the things in this pack, to be honest. Loot bags are now also 16-bit textures. They were previously 32-bit. Again, keeping to the 16-bit theme. But I'm not really sure, if I'm honest. I don't know. They just look a bit odd, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I don't know. I certainly like the red band that goes around them all. I think that looks pretty good. but I'm just not sure about 16-bit. But there they are, they're 16-bit now as opposed to 32, just to keep the consistency of the pack. So there we go. Although these probably will be changed in the future, so don't hold your breath. Over here we have Magical Crops. Magical Crops is, of course, the mod where you get Minicio. Video coming on that soon. You'll understand what I mean when you see it. And again, these things are just simply about smelting. So you have the Accio Furnace, the Crucio Furnace, the Imperio Furnace, Zavicio Furnace, and Ultimate Furnace. These things used to have an entirely coloured GUI, and it looked so crap. So instead, to keep to the rough theme of that, I just simply have now this, where the flame on the furnace is now a different colour depending on the type of furnace you're using. So you see the Accio Furnace is orange, the flame on it is therefore also orange. If I then... I had this set up nicely and ruined it. So you have the Crucio Furnace, which is yellow, has a yellow flame. These are all prototypes, by the way. This is not finished. If you think that's finished, my standards are not that low. This is a prototype, okay? That flame looks bloody awful, just to clarify. And as you can see, these things are crafting quickly if you didn't know what the point of the Crucio, Imperio, Zavicio, Ultimate Furnaces were. So I can put 4 more of these in here, 1 coal, 1 iron, and then we get this blue flame for the Imperio Furnace. The blue flame isn't too bad, but once again, it's going to be edited in the future because I don't really like the look of any of these flames, if I'm honest. And of course, you can probably guess at this point that the Zavicio Furnace has a pink flame, and that thing is so fast. And the Ultimate Furnace has a black flame. So there you go. Black flame right there. The Ultimate Furnace is instant. It's so cool. This thing is amazing. So yeah, we can get all our ores from here. Are they all done? They're all done. There we go. And yeah, basically the GUI has just been changed for these to give them a different flame based on their tier. Not finished. This is to be changed in the future, but I thought I'd just give you guys an idea of what the pack is going to include with regards to Magical Crops. So, here we have the rope ladder. I'm going to have to go into game mode 1 to tell you what mod this is from. Open Blocks. The rope ladder is from Open Blocks. This originally had 2 rungs, and it looked really stupid. So now it just has 4 rungs. It's as simple as that. It's a ladder. It needs 4 rungs to suit the ladder that you usually find in the game. And this right here, this beautiful model, is the portal gun given to us by iTunes. I'm going to put a portal over there just to show you how this thing works. I love the portal gun. It's so nice. Can I just get a portal over there, please? There we go. And we can go through. What happened? Oh, it's on the floor. Okay. Whatever, you get the idea. So portal guns. Portal guns are cool. So there you go. Portal guns are crafted with miniature black holes, which for some reason were a 512-bit texture before. And this is the only time where I would consider changing the... oh, yeah, I'm not in survival mode anymore. This is the only time I would ever consider changing the 16-bit rule, because this thing right here is crafted out of an ender pearl, and like ender pearl dust and things to make the portal gun, and it's supposed to have a black hole inside it, which is the idea. Now obviously with the 16-bit ender pearl there isn't really much you can do unless it just looks like an ender pearl, so this thing has something inside it. I don't know. Again, a lot of these textures are going to be changed in the future, so there you go. This is the sync core. The sync core before was kind of odd. It had an odd numbered design, if you know what I mean, so it had 1 centerpiece and then odd numbers in each side. Minecraft is an incredibly like you know, what do you call it? How do you call it? I don't know. I don't know what the word for it is, but basically everything in Minecraft should really have even numbers in my opinion regarding textures. Regarding building, I think it should be odd numbers, but regarding textures, it's even numbers every time. So this was basically offset by a few blocks and it looked silly. So there you go. The sync core has now been changed, and sync, by the way, if you didn't realize, was about making copies of yourself, which I think is a cool idea. Gonna give this thing energy. Doesn't actually work, does it, if I give it 2? And this thing will basically make a copy of me. It's really cool. We'll come and see this guy in a minute, probably when we die from opening that thing. But this is what sync cores do. If I turn them on and walk in, I can transfer my body to a different body by doing this. This is such a cool mod, by the way. I love sync core. And now we're here again. How cool is that? Turn this back, the sky off. And now my previous self is over there, waiting inside of the body holder thing. And this one's ready to go. Sync is very cool. Sync is awesome, and you can see my other body's almost finished over there. We might as well go watch it now because it's going to get painted, and the painting looks awesome. That looks so cool. Anyway, yeah. So moving on, we have the last thing from the pack. We have industrial craft. Thermal expansion, and we have blaze powder, blitz powder. Wait, no. Blaze powder, blizz powder, blitz powder, and basol's powder. These things had an animated texture before that changed all 4 of the textures, including Minecraft's default texture. I've just changed them to suit the original because it didn't make any sense. So there we go. And here we have the Tinker's Construct smeltery with the lava tank freaking out because it doesn't know how to react to texture crafting, apparently. Good job, Tinker's Construct. You're doing a great job with the lava tank there. And this is just simply a thing to say that we are going to have some Tinker's Construct changes in the future. I have a lot of things planned for Tinker's Construct. There's a lot of things you can do with it, but it's just taking a long time, basically. Consider this. Tinker's Construct adds... Let's just have a look, actually. Toolforge. Can I get myself a Toolforge? I can. Tinker's Construct... No. Tool... I'm so professional today, aren't I? Toolforge. Right. Tinker's Construct adds 1, 2, 3, no, it's just 5 times 5. 25 new weapons to the game. Tinker's Construct adds 25 new tools, and each of those have about 40 modifiers, and I'm sifting through them and deciding which ones I don't like and changing them. So just imagine 40 times 25 textures to look through. You can do the maths for yourself there. It's a lot of textures, but that will be done by by modded version 1.1. This is 1.0, so you can expect to see that in the near future. Anyway, let's just destroy our world. Here we go. What? That's so cool! That is awesome! Okay, if you weren't hyped for modded Minecraft, then now you are, basically. That was freaking awesome, and honestly, I'm kind of unimpressed because chance cubes should be dangerous and exciting. So we're going to do one more before we finish up here. 3x3 chance cube will get to hear the awesome sound again. Rip headphone users once again. Here we go. Destruction. Oh! What's this one? I've seen this one a few times. This is pretty decent. It just makes ores in your world. Which is interesting. Chance cubes are awesome. I get it. Awesome. Oh, how the hell do you mine all that? Because you can't vein miner it because they're all different. That's so annoying. But yeah. Basically, you get the idea. If you want hyped for modded, now you are. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. This has been the first version of SCDT. The future versions will be much shorter videos, considering that this one has about 10 mods in it, and the future ones will have 1 mod each. Maybe 2 at a push if we do a lot of things at the same time. But this one has basically been about apply the logistics and the Ex Nihilo family, and a few changes elsewhere. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Look forward to modded videos coming out soon, because I'm currently addicted to modded Minecraft, and look forward to more SCDT in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.